Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching Nile Cruise on Nile TV, and in this segment we have with us Egypt's Tourism and Antiquities Minister, Dr. Khaled Anani, who reviewed the numerous archaeological discoveries that were made in Egypt during the last period, as well as the many museums and archaeological projects that have been opened to the public, thus this contributing to further tourism promotion in Egypt. Among the most important of these discoveries is Al Asasif Cache in 2019, which unveiled more than 30 colored wooden coffins in the human form containing mummies of men, women, and children, which are all in a great state of preservation. Some recent openings that took place, such as the restored Palace of the Baron Impan Palace, of course, which was inaugurated by President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi in June of 2020 and was transformed into a museum narrating the history of Heliopolis, of course, in Masr Gedida district in Egypt next to the airport. The opening of many national museums, such as Sohag National Museum and Hurghada Museum, also took place here in Egypt. And in this context, to know more about all of this, of course, we have with us Mr. Ahmed Salama, Hospitality and Tourism Manager, Marketer, and Trainer as well, founder of This is Wonderful Egypt Initiative. A very good day, sir, and it's a pleasure to have you with us in today's episode of Nile Cruise.
Thank you very much. Mr. Salama, and you have a page, a social media page called This is Wonderful Egypt. I mean, such a difficult task, Mr. Salama, because I don't know from where you're going to begin. We Egyptians, we know how beautiful our country is, and we feel it more when we live abroad. We feel so, attached to our country. We want to go back. We want to smell its air. We want to see even its sand, not only its rivers, its weather, its people, its food, its football, its songs, everything. So it's difficult to have this approach because Egypt is wonderful to us Egyptians, at least in everything. So how are you approaching this? I mean, what is your approach?
Actually, I am looking for showing Egypt as the best image. I show the people everywhere in the world everything beautiful and wonderful in Egypt. Especially the destinations, the museums, the antiquities, the cities, the people, the famous people. Everything in Egypt is beautiful or wonderful or great. We have a great history. We have a great civilization. Egypt is the richest country on the world regarding history. So this is very difficult and easy at the same time.
Yeah.
It's easy because everything in Egypt is wonderful, but difficult because you have a bad news in the media everywhere. So to catch the good news.
You mean to say, sir, bad feedback abroad internationally?
Exact.
That bad feedback about Egypt.
Exact. So we have to show everyone that Egypt is not bad. Egypt is a great country, a wonderful country with everything for tourism and
Did you highlight the weather? Did you highlight the art?
Sure.
The songs, the
Sure,
films.
sure.
Yeah.
The sun is
Yeah.
magical in Egypt.
We're looking forward to seeing that page.
Especially in winter.
Yeah.
People coming from Europe to Egypt, to Hurghada, to Sharm el-Sheikh, to Marsa Alam, to Luxor, to Aswan. Everywhere in Egypt, the sun is magical in Egypt.
And the summer, the northern coast is beautiful.
Exactly.
Sir, of course, Egypt is a great country with 7,000 years of civilization.
Exact.
And many touristic destinations. You have launched an initiative to help social media users, which have become very important, of course. Social media users have social media actually has become one of the most important means of any news that we need to transfer between each other, right, Muhammad? If there's any media news that we need to make it very clear, and social media have become very important. So you use the social media to explore the history and the treasures and people of Egypt. Is the content? What is the content you wish to introduce to social media users about Egypt?
Any good news regarding weather, regarding people, regarding services, regarding qualities, regarding mega projects, regarding the beauty and the nature of Egypt, regarding the tourism, regarding the good reviews, regarding the privilege of every destination, like Siwa is different, not like Sharm el-Sheikh. Sharm el-Sheikh and Hurghada mostly the same.
Entertainment, leisure, beaches,
Exact.
diving.
Some little
So,
differences,
yeah.
but mostly the same. But Siwa is different.
Right.
Cairo is different. Cairo is, I
There's
remember
medical tourism in Siwa? Medical tourism in Siwa?
safari, and
Safari.
medical
Med-
and
yeah.
safari,
Yeah.
and something. يعني, it's a unique location. It's with history, with nature, with they have the salt lakes,
Mm.
something unique.
Mm.
You can swim, يعني, you can swim on the top of the water.
Right.
This is يعني, this is something very beautiful, and you cannot find elsewhere
Yeah.
in the world. Probably two, three places in the world, but not everywhere. So Alexandria, history,
Oh, what about
cosmopolitan
Alexandria?
city,
Yeah.
history, museum.
Very rich history.
Exact. Luxor, Aswan, something very different, because they have rich history, rich civilizations. They have temples, they have tombs, Valley of the Kings, Valley of the Nobles, Valley of the Queens, Luxor Museum, the Nile Cruise,
Yeah.
Aswan. Aswan, I think, in my opinion, no city in the world like Aswan. Aswan is one Aswan in the world. You cannot find any city or any
Well,
place.
this is the
in
beauty of Egypt, Mr. Salama, is that you say there is no city in the world like Aswan. I say there is no city in the world like Alexandria.
Exactly.
Maybe Rana says there is
Like
no city
Cairo.
in the world like
Like
Cairo.
Cairo.
So,
Like
I mean,
Cairo.
that's the
I see
beauty
there's
of...
no
Yeah.
I see there's no country in the world like Egypt.
Yeah.
And, all
Yeah.
over Egypt, I see there's
Yeah.
no country all
Exact.
over the world like
Exact.
course.
Egypt.
Alongside the Nile or the
Of
Mediterranean
course.
or the Red Sea or the Western Desert or Eastern Desert or Sinai,
I see every
everywhere
city in
great
Egypt very
locations.
different and has its own
Exact.
essence, sir. One of the interesting topics you introduce on your page is Egypt's celebration of the new ancient Egyptian year 6262.
Yes.
What about this historic event? Because our viewers, me, I don't know. Mohammed,
No, I didn't know about it.
I didn't
No,
know.
no. It's I'm very interested to know.
So-
62.
And it's a new
6,260.
ancient
Very
Egyptian
long.
year.
Very
It's a
long.
new
Very
ancient Egyptian year.
Yeah, very ancient.
Tell us more
time.
about it, sir, because it's really interesting. Yeah, like Mohammed mentioned.
It's something relating that Egypt started the first calendar ever in the world is Egyptian. I think nothing before this time. It's related to the Nile and the full level.
Yeah, the floods.
Yeah, exact. So they celebrate every year on this time. Also on the Coptic calendar, Nairouz is the same celebration. But ancient Egyptian is older than Coptic for sure. But this is very important to show everyone that Egypt is the oldest country in the world, or the oldest civilization and history in the world. This is very important to show to everyone that we have.
So this year we're celebrating 62. I mean 6,262 years.
Exact. Starting from last week.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Starting from
It started
11th.
with the. Do you mean it? But what this means? It started after the new Hijri year, 1 week later, or 2 weeks later than the Hijri year, because the Hijri year is on the 20th of last month.
Yeah,
which
but
is-
I think Rana, it has to do more with like September or right? Autumn
I think it's
and summer, and not Hijri.
August the 20th was the
Yeah.
new Hijri year. They're
Yeah.
not related.
Mm.
I don't know exactly, but
Mm.
this time was the 11th of
September.
September.
11th of
Yeah,
September
yeah,
was the new ancient Egyptian year 6262.
exact,
So it's
And it
a
has to do with the
exact.
seasons,
Because
right?
they have calendar.
The
Yeah,
spring,
yeah.
the
They have calendar with 12
summer,
months.
autumn. Yeah.
They have calendar with 12 months.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. They have
The
calendar.
flood of the Nile flood. It has to do
Exact.
with the Nile flood.
Exact.
Okay.
Related with
Okay,
the
sir,
Nile
your
flood.
page also focuses on the positive role models and try to spread positive energy and positive news about Egypt, which Muhammad previously mentioned that and you mentioned that you always try to send good feedback about Egypt through your page.
To combat the rumors or
Yes,
the
that
bad.
take
For
place
sure.
in
For sure.
international
Yeah.
media.
For sure, it's very important, and many people from the all over the world tell me that I can see your page from everywhere in the world.
Wonderful,
So
sir.
this is good.
Your page is named A Wonderful Egypt.
Exact. It's good to show everyone that Egypt has. I see their comments and messages. First time I know this. I didn't know that you have what. I don't know from before that you have a lot of history and civilization and greatness like this, especially the small pieces or artifacts from the museum.
Mm.
Egypt has the first ruler in the world,
Mm.
the first barbecue in the world,
Mm.
the first colors palette in the world.
Mm.
Many.
It's the cradle of civilization, after all. Yeah.
Exact.
Right.
And at the same time, we show everyone that when the visitors or tourists
The country
coming,
is safe. Very
coming
safe.
to Egypt,
Yeah.
their feedback
Mm.
is enjoyable, even for solo travelers. يعني mostly women coming alone and go everywhere in Egypt, from Alexandria to Aswan,
They'll find
and
many
feel
friends.
very safe,
Yeah,
and back
a friendly atmosphere.
with
Yeah.
great memories, and so this is, and distribute photos and content everywhere in the world. So this is attracting more tourists and more visitors to us, and improve our reputation, especially with the digital marketing or the social media is very important, because you don't need to spend money everywhere to show everyone. Just publish, and then everyone will open everywhere and see what you publish.
Mr. Salama,
So-
I know that you focus on positive role models in your page. So I want to, of course, Egypt has over the course of history had a lot, many positive role models. But let me ask you about one of the positive role models of today, the Egyptian king running down the wing, Mohamed Salah, who, by the way, just scored a hat trick for the first time ever in an opener for Liverpool. Not for Salah, but I mean, in an opening match in the Premier League for Liverpool, he's the first ever to score a hat trick
Exactly.
in a 4-3 win. So, and Salah's many achievements, the Premier League, the Champions League, and so on. So tell us about Salah as a role model, as a man who not only excels in football, but works on developing himself, gives out to the poor, helps hospitals here in his country, helps his old village and his people and his neighbors. Among other things he does.
Yeah, I posted mostly 40 or 30 posts about Salah. Some posts about Salah, as he is not only a football player, he is
An ambassador.
exact ambassador to his people, and to the Egyptian outside in the Premier League or in the whole world. When he makes a good remarkable performance, or make something outstanding, immediately I publish something for him. Everyone is liking what he is making. Something I publish. the effect of Muhammad Salah on the others. Many photos with the Salah t-shirt of Egypt and Liverpool at the Egyptian Museum, at the pyramids, at Luxor, Aswan, Alexandria, everywhere, and from every nationality. So this is a clear message that Muhammad Salah is outstanding ambassador to
Of
Egypt.
course, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, some recent openings, of course, that took place, such as the restored Palace of the Baron in Pain, of course, that took place in, of course, Heliopolis districts, that discusses more about the district of Heliopolis or Masr Gidida, of course, next to the airport, which was inaugurated by President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi in June of 2020 this year, of course, in light of course, of the corona virus pandemic, which makes it, of course, a great achievement, and was transformed into a museum. The Baron Palace was transformed into a museum. Could you tell us more about it, sir?
First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Khaled El-Ainani and Dr. Mustafa Waziri and their team. Everyone knows that they do a great job regarding the restoration and renovation of museum and reopening of many museum and renovation of old palaces like Baron Imban. This is very important because it's new history, not ancient. And everyone is going and see it very old and abandoned. So this is not a good image for Egypt. The place itself is amazing, but needs some renovation and some focusing to show its beauty to everyone. After renovation, or before the opening, everyone would like to go. When they will open? How much the tickets? Can I go? Can I take photos? Everyone is asking. So this is very interesting. People liking something like this. This is a great step in to put Cairo as a great cultural city, and I see everywhere they make restoration. Started to do many palaces, and I think palace of Aisha Fahmi will open soon, tomorrow. I think will open tomorrow for public. Baron Imban is very important because it's in the middle of Cairo or Masr Gdida, so everyone can go easily, not going a long distance like Luxor, Aswan, or Siwa, or even the pyramids is outside the Giza. This is very interesting because it's a rich history, one of the most amazing palaces in the world, because every piece is rich in decoration, in art, in colors, in this is something we have to show everyone. I saw the foreigners comments. They, I don't know. You have something
They were
amazing
impressed.
like this. Exact, impressed, very impressed. So this is great job in my opinion, to focus on something like this, especially museums and palaces. Some people interesting to visit something like this and take photos inside.
Indeed, and the many roads and bridges that are being, constructed these days are helping to make traffic easier inside the capital, Cairo, and thus, visits from here and there, from Heliopolis to Giza or to downtown in Tahrir, much easier. I want to go back to the role models, Mr. Salem, and ask you, who are the prominent role models that get most of the comments and most of the likes and most of the thumbs ups and stuff like that on your page?
Mostly from 20 to 35, the millennial the millennial category. It's from 20 years to 30.
What about the
20
models themselves? I mean, what other than Salah, of course, we expect.
Ahmed means to ask you,
yeah.
what are the main
Uh-huh.
highlights here in
Uh-huh.
Egypt that you
Many,
get more
many.
likes?
Many.
That people are on your page are interested in when you bring up the subject.
Maybe Farida Osman. Farida Osman.
Mhm. Very good.
I don't remember exactly because they are a lot.
Yeah.
But Farida Osman, I think.
Not necessarily sports people. I mean, generally.
In general, like Dr. Mashali, Dr. Mashali,
Of
Dr.
course.
Magdi Yaoub.
Dr. Mashai was the doctor of the poor, right?
Exact.
Condolences, of course.
Very popular.
He passed away
I saw videos for him in Russian language, in English language,
Wow.
in German, in everywhere.
There's a mosque for him in Zamalek, by the way, Zamalek Club. There's a mosque inside the Zamalek Club named after him.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes.
Many places with his name now.
You have anything to say?
Many.
Dr. Magdi
Okay.
Yaoub,
Dr. Magdi Yaoub,
yeah.
Dr. Mashali. Let me think.
Well, they are great
It's
examples
okay. Thank
for
you,
Egyptians.
sir, very much.
They are great role models for Egyptians.
Many in different
Thank you, sir.
Fields.
In different fields,
Of
exactly.
course, Dr. Ahmed Salama, hospitality and tourism manager, marketer, and trainer, founder of This Is Wonderful Egypt initiative. Thank you so much for joining
Thank you
us
so
here on
much.
our
Gonna
Thank
visit
you.
the page.
Thank you.
And
With
this is an
pleasure.
invitation
All
to
of
our
you
viewers
are
around
invited to
visit
visit the page
This is Wonderful Egypt
and show
page.
every content inside. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, sir. Thank
Thank
you,
you. Good luck.
dear viewers.
Thank
We'll
you.
be back again. We're not yet done. Stay with us. Me and Mohammed Abdurrahim, Nile Cruise. We'll be back again. Well, dear viewers, hope you've enjoyed being with us in today's episode of Nile Cruise as much as we have. And until we meet again in another episode of Nile Cruise, from me, myself, Rana Qassas, my colleague, Mohammed Abdurrahim. Thank you so much, Mohammed, for joining me
Thank
in
you very
today's
much, Rana.
episode.
Thank you. Thank you, dear viewers. And please join Nile Cruise's site on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter as well.
Nile Cruise on Nile TV International on Facebook and Twitter. Dear viewers, goodbye and see you in another episode of Nile Cruise.